Welcome everybody to this awesome practical PR workshop. And today from this workshop, you will go with 4 items that I would say as learnings for all of us. In fact, myself. 4 topics we'll be covering is social media, how we can leverage so that we all can promote our clubs and that can attract new members as well as communicate with our current members as well. And also how we can leverage Meetup, and social media will be covered by Johnny, and how we can leverage Meetup so that way we can reach more, we can attract more guests. Linda Blue will be talking about it, and then followed by newsletter, how clubs can leverage newsletters to communicate with the members in a best possible way. And Bob Bassinet will be covering that topic, and I will share a few things about how clubs can maintain and keep up to date about their website so that they can attract new members and also communicate with their existing members in a better way. With that, I will turn it to Johnny to kick it off on the social media.
All right, absolutely. Welcome, everybody. We continue to admit folks into the session, so bear with us here. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to share screen 1 and take it from where Ashok left us. Thank you, PRMs. Thank you, Region 4, District 106, District 99. Great to have you with us. Let me move some stuff in here. All right, slideshow. Let's talk about social media. There's a lot going on with social media, and you've been around for a few years, well, 10, 15 years or so. You know that social media has taken over our internet space. I grew up in the mid-90s when there barely anybody had a phone, and now we have computers at our disposals. These computers look like this, pretty powerful computers. And on these computers, we have our mobile apps. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube, and on and on and on. And social media has become a major selling communication channel. So if you're selling a product, selling something, social media is the way to do it. And with Toastmasters and being a vice president of public relations or a PRM, we're not really in the selling business. We do help sell, we do help market, but we are in public relations. We are the face of a Toastmasters club. If you look at it from a house or a building or a bubble perspective, everybody else in the world is looking at us as a club or as a district from the outside looking in. And what they see is everything we do in social media. So this could include not just the networks I spoke about, but also could include radio stations, newspapers, print ads, et cetera, et cetera. Being a practical PR workshop today, I'm just going to hit a couple of points that are making our lives easier at District 106. And bear in mind, some of this could be best practice, some of this is learn as we go, getting better at it, et cetera, et cetera. When you think about a PR strategy, you're thinking content first. Content is so essential to your strategy. Without good content, we have nothing. On the left-hand side of the slide, you'll see a couple of examples of how you get content. These could be club member stories, area, division, director, regional stories, could be all the way up to Toastmasters International. If you are a club and struggling with getting content, think about Toastmasters International magazine. Somebody already did the work for you. You don't have to write anything. It's been written, it's been verified and validated. Think about the newspapers you get, the newsletters you get from Toastmasters International. Go ahead and you could send emails out to your clubs asking them for content. Do you have a good story to tell, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to spend too much time on each of these because I'll take a lot of time. I don't know if we have a timer, but we'll probably try 10 minutes here. So content is king. This is how you do websites. This is how you do social media. Next is you want to determine a type of workflow. After you either steal some content or author your own content, you want to determine how to review it, approve it, and then publish it. That's called the workflow. So you could use something like an Excel workbook. Then you're going to think about tools like Excel. Where are you going to store all the content? Are there going to be any submission forms, feedback loops, distribution lists? So now you're thinking tools. I've got my content. I have an idea of how I'm going to run it through. And then I have all these tools to play around with. And with social media, everyone, you know that there are plenty of tools. We continue to have in our PR workshop workbook, we continue to land tools on a weekly basis. We learn about something, we plug it right in. And lastly is your audience. And the way we think about audience is external, internal, or both. Make it very simple. External is anybody out in the world trying to learn about Toastmasters, or you just want to advertise or talk to or market or PR Toastmasters to. Internal is all Toastmasters. For example, if we have a club officers meeting and training and we want to publicize the event, we're not going to drop it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very external. We may drop something like, hey, at Toastmasters, we train our officers and they could, we have leadership skills, etc. So you could do that on LinkedIn, but you're not going to tell your LinkedIn audience about your upcoming club officer training. So that would be internal only, or both. Content, workflow, tools, audience. Speaking of social media, you are going to start to attempt putting things together. I grabbed some content from Toastmasters International. I already know that the colors are right. I know the fonts are proper and they're in the right template. If you're starting from scratch, right here on the screen, you'll see a couple of templates we use. We have a PowerPoint deck from Toastmasters International. It's save the date flyer, and then Zoom backgrounds. Those are just a couple of examples. And I'm planning to show you what we have on Canva a little bit too. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, here we are. So now we've got the kitchen set up. Now let's cook. This would be an example formula or workflow of how to go from left all the way to the right, getting a story or a request for a story, capturing it in your workflow, developing the story. One idea can become a paragraph or multiple ideas or a couple of blogs, using a couple of tools like Canva and Social Pilot to formulate it, brand it, and then publish it. And I know I'm going a little too fast, but that's okay. We'll leave some time for questions. This would be a visual. How are we doing that? We're capturing a post in Excel. Happy Halloween. What's your favorite costume? Number 2, grabbing that content, being creative with it, and dropping it in the save the date PowerPoint. Right here. And then using Social Pilot to post it. And I'll show you those little tools live. And in the chat, you can drop any questions, etc. Okay. This is another form of media. This is Margie on our D106 PRM team. Margie is helping us a lot with podcasts and audio video content. And this is another version of the workflow. We capture an idea in our Excel workbook. We're using Riverside and Descript and Canva to produce a podcast video. Now, a couple of these, you'll see them on our YouTube channel on D106. So you'll see how that the production went about. And lastly, Social Pilot. So right from this, if I were to capture this slide and really focus on what is it about, I have my content, my idea, I have the tools that I work with, and then I publish it out using Social Pilot. A couple of things in here. All right, let me show you. Perfect, we're still on. Cool. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks and techniques. 614. First things first. We talked about social media. There's too much going on. We have fonts to keep on. We have colors. We have brand. You don't want your D106 trio to call you up and say, hey, PRM team, what are you doing? Your colors are off. So this is what we're trying to do, and we're trying to get better at D106. Canva, raise your hand if you've heard about Canva. I'm not going to look at your screen because my mirror is off. All right, we've got Canva. People looked at Canva. Awesome.
Couple of hands raising. Yeah.
Perfect. Canva has it all. It even has features and functionality that Social Pilot has. We use Social Pilot today to publish content out, such as here, text, channels you've subscribed to, check the box, plug in any media, queue it, schedule it, post it, you are good to go. This is Social Pilot. It turns out, friends, that Canva has the same exact thing. And you know what else it has? It has a content planner. Content planner. I can start a post right here, create a post. We haven't configured this, but then I can publish this post to our favorite social channels from right within. So think about Canva and the content planner as being your content plan in your Toastmasters here. You plan it out right here. And then you add the event, you create your design in Canva, you publish it through your social media, and you are good to go. Everything in one place. Now, if you are a Toastmasters club, which everybody will raise their hand and say, yes, we are, this is available to you. Ashok got the ball started for us. We cleaned it up. We've got every club in Toastmasters have the ability to subscribe to Canva. We have a how-to document for you to do that. We'll drop this in the chat and later on with our communication. Every club has the ability to get hold of a Canva account. Perfect. Everybody should be screaming. If you don't have one, perfect. Now, let's just say you have your content figured out for the year. You're creating posts and you're like, Johnny, this is terrible speech. Okay, you came in here, you want to talk about brand. What's going on? Well, here it is. You click on brand. Fellow Toastmasters, if I can do it, anybody can. So the first thing I did, because we are a Toastmasters club, you're going to get a premium Canva subscription if you follow that document. Next, you set it up right here. I uploaded all the approved Toastmaster logos. I then have colors. So now colors are configured here in Canva. We also have fonts. Montserrat, all those are in here. I picked one font style and that was it. Dropped it all in here. So now if I want to go to a project and create a Canva project, everything is ready for me to do. And the way you do it is you just create a design. You want to do an Instagram post, a story, a YouTube, whichever it is, a presentation, a whiteboard, etc., Facebook, right? So you click on that. This would be a post for a Facebook. And then if I click on text, add a heading, guess what? It's already on brand. I don't have to have any trouble doing that. If I grab this in here, it's going to tell me, hey, don't forget your brand. These are your primary colors. Boom. Done. I don't have to think about it twice. So this is a quick look at Canva. Social Pilot is today, this is what we use to post out to D106. So for example, what's happening today? Well, this should have been gone out. And I think it is right here. Perfect. Anybody using Social Pilot in the audience? Let's see. No? Okay. Cool. Well, hey, if you want to cancel out Social Pilot as a tool, first things first, let's get you on Canva, and I'll drop that. I'll pass it on back to Ashok, and I'll drop the link in the chat. Let's see if there's any messages or questions, and we'll take those probably at the end.
Yeah, there is one question, Johnny. Where do we find those instructions to get Pro Canva?
We have those instructions ready to go. We will post those, and let's go ahead and give you the link right now. We have them on our D106. Here it is. If I were to walk through this, again, if I can do it, I mean, if Leo can do it, anybody can do it, right? Okay. You download the IRS 501C letter, which is here. You'll get it from here. You can download it also from the TI website. You head over to Canva. You get yourself a pro account. You tell Canva that you are a non-profit organization. You click on Get Started. Everything is screenshotted. Boom, boom, pow. Ashok, how long did it take you to do this? Like 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes.
Creating actually, yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Putting the document, it took 30 minutes, but doing is easy, 5 minutes.
Yep, 5 minutes, you have a Canva account. And then I would say spend your time, since this is practical PR, and you want to get your content going, you want to get your ideas going, you don't want to worry about brand and color. Get your Canva account. Number 2, load up the brand right here. Get your logos up here, make sure they're from TI. And then the colors. So spend a little bit of time. This probably took me about 2 to 3 hours to kind of get my colors, get the fonts. And this is all from the Brand Central on Toastmasters International. This is all Brand Central. Thanks, Leo. Brand Central on Toastmasters International. You get them all in here, set them up in here, create, add a new font. Look at this. If you have a custom font or we don't have it, I found Monster right in here, so I didn't have a trouble with it. And that's how you do it.
That's phenomenal presentation. Thank you, Johnny, for sharing all the details. It is really helpful. I learned a lot from your presentation. Really appreciate that. Yeah, again, feel free to reach out to us if you have any further questions. End of the session, we'll have Q&A again. If you have new thoughts or new questions, write it down and we can have a Q&A in the end. And one other thing I want to add to what Johnny said, don't worry about, okay, sometimes, it can be overwhelming, saying that, oh, these are the things I have to do. Not everybody is techie. That's okay. Start small. At least use the content like Johnny mentioned from the newsletters that we receive from TI, copy the content, use the Canva Pro, and you can publish it. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. Start somewhere, and it's a learning process. All of us are learning, so don't worry about it. Now we'll move on to the next session, which is, Linda, do you want to talk about Meetup? Okay.
Thank you very much, Ashok. So again, thank you so much, Johnny. As I mentioned, always learning things for all those social medias. Right now, we're starting talking about the Meetup. So Meetup is a service right now. Lots of the organization, they advise their gatherings. I have a question for the team right now. Have you already heard the Meetup? I believe. Raise your hands. Have you heard? Lots of people heard the Meetup. Have you used the Meetup for your club? Yeah, a few hands. So great. Let's discuss. Thank you very much. So let's discuss about some information about the Meetup. So right now, many Toastmaster clubs, we using Meetup to successfully attract new members. keep in mind the service is not free. But I know the District 106 and District 99 have taken the coordination and the financial burden on behalf of all of our clubs. Your club can leverage the meetup services provided by the district free of charge. Yes, it's free for your club to use the meetup in District 106 and District 99. That's great, right? So today, we just make it very simple, easy. Only 5 steps to get your club on meetup. We quick go through these 5 steps, and then we will have a demo. Step 1, register an account with meetup.com. As all those platforms, we need to create a free account in Meetup to attend the Meetup event or join any Meetup group. But first, we need to register it. It's the best way to tell your future communities a little bit about yourself. And also, it's a good chance to match you with the groups you might be interested in. For example, right now we talk about the Toastmasters leadership communications. We just need to click the meetup.com, and there is a sign up located in the up right hand corner. This is our first step. The second step, find the meetup group you want to join. So again, for example, I just using District 99. For District 99, we have 5 groups, which responding to all different areas in our district. The same later on when we have the demo, I will show it on the screen. Step 3, join the meetup group that fits your geography. At the beginning, for example, I'm saying I'm sitting in the Edmonton, Alberta. So in our District 99 group, the 5 group, there is one is Edmonton group. That is fits my geography. I will choose this group. Step 4, contact your district club growth director to ask to be made an event organizer in District 99. Right now, I know Katie is in our meeting, so you can contact Katie, club growth director. So here on the screen, I believe we have the email address, CGD, club growth director, the first letter at d106tm.org. This is for the District 106. And if you within the District 99, you may contact our district club growth director for this term is Rebecca. So the same on the screen, on the slides, we do have this email address to ask to be made you a meeting organizer. The last step, and just step 5, it's pretty straightforward. You can create a meeting event for your club. So also here, I can share the link with you. Putting here, this is the link I put in the chat. If you are able to open it, there are a few of instructions how to create and managing the events. For example, create an event. They do have, if you click it, they do have the detailed instructions how to do it. And for example, if you want to create a repeating event, particularly for our Toastmaster meeting every week, every 2 weeks. So we do have the event. We can create a repeating event in meetup. And also there is some others, the functions, for example, how to cancel an event, how to do, announcing your event, lots of the instructions and the details. You are able to take a look using this link. Again, as we just right now, we review all our 5 steps. We do it together. We just a quick demo here. So again, step 1, we call it register for account with a Meetup. So again, here you may see since I already registered here, it's about my profile, my groups. So the same, if you force time to log in the meetup.com, the right corner, so you can see the login. You just log in for your basic information. And again, this is example for District 99 Toastmasters, and we have 5 groups. And it's a map, and also if you see the top, and there will show the upcoming events in person, online, all those information here. We right now talking about the step 2, find the meetup group you want to join. As previous I mentioned, we have the 5 groups, for example, for District 99, North Alberta, Edmonton. So myself, I'm in the Edmonton Toastmasters Club. So we just moved to the step 3, join the meetup group that fits your geography. So let me click this Edmonton Toastmaster clubs. I probably moving this one. So again, you can see this Edmonton Toastmaster clubs. Before we can create the event, don't forget to contact your club growth director to ask them to make you a meeting organizer. Otherwise, you will not have this function. You will not have this button, create event. So that's a step 4. Again, step 5, create a meeting event. If I drop down, you can see my screen. I scroll down a little bit. They have a few options. Create a new event, copy a past, or edit a saved draft. Let me quick create this new event. On this screen, pretty straightforward again, create a new event. What is your title? The date, the time, even though you can upload a photo to advertise your club meeting, and the description, and also a few features. There is one thing I would like to focus here. They do have the optional settings. As we mentioned, for all our Toastmasters clubs, our meeting is a repeat event. We can using this event. So there is options every week, every 2 weeks. So that we just set, choose which date, and even though you can set an end date. A reminder here, if you have any changes, don't forget to come here to change the venue, or if you may cancel the meeting. It doesn't look good if your guest show up, but you might forget to remind or putting the new notification on the meetup. So keep updated information on meetup. After you've done everything, you just publish. Again, as I'm just saying, this is a quick demo. It's pretty straightforward. On the next, so probably here, I show. On our next slides, the same, we will share with the team. Even though we have the detailed the demo, 1 hour the recording about detailed instruction, all those functions. If you do have time, you can take a look. Do we have any questions here for the meetup, or the same at the end of this the workshop, and we may have the discussion, and we also have the question and answer period. That's for the meetup. I pass to Bob for our next session newsletter. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. All right, well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm pleased to see all of you here for tonight's PRM workshop. My name is Bob Besnet, and this year I'm serving as the District 106 newsletter editor. And I hope my presentation will give you some basic ideas about how you can create an engaging club newsletter. I'm sure you are aware of the TI magazine, district newsletters, and the leader letter. They're created to keep members informed, educated, and engaged. Well, it's no different with your club newsletters. Creating engaging club newsletters are a good way to promote your club, its members, and its activities. So who, why, what, when, and how are we supposed to go about promoting our club with a newsletter? Well, first of all, we have to have a purpose. And the purpose, as I mentioned earlier, was to inspire, to inform, to entertain, motivate, and to showcase your club members. And show the community your club's personality or culture and the camaraderie that goes on in your club. Now, when beginning to create your newsletter designs, you need to keep in mind that we need to follow some of the basic guidelines and rules of Toastmasters. And we recommend that you use templates designed by Toastmasters, although you're not limited to them. You should try to keep to a good design layout, good contrast, using Toastmasters professionally made logos, images, and the colors that are recommended there. And they're all in the brand manual. And there are also fonts and banners. And I think Johnny spoke a little bit about the fonts and the color palettes earlier in his presentation. When you consider making your newsletter, there's some things you must keep into consideration. As I said, who's going to be creating this newsletter? And how much time do they have? You also will have to into consideration how often you're going to distribute the newsletter. Is it going to be monthly? Is it going to be every quarter? So that frequency will have to be determined ahead of schedule and before you even decide to take on this job. The other thing is who's going to be doing it and who is going to be responsible. Is there going to be other people that are going to be involved in creating this newsletter? Is it going to be some photographer, someone that has a good knowledge of photography, someone that can do some research that can add to the newsletter to help educate? So there's several things that can be taken into consideration. And the other thing that you have to take in mind is that we have to basically have some uniform way of presenting your newsletter. It should be consistent every month or whatever the period of time is, so that people will come to recognize that this is the club's newsletter. Also, the frequency, as I mentioned, is important to stay on schedule, so that people will come to expect that this newsletter will be coming out at on a certain date and time. It's a good way to keep your members informed, and I think they'll appreciate it if you try to stay consistent with your newsletters. Explore other newsletters when you come to developing your newsletter. There are plenty of examples on the web or even in the Toastmasters website. It will give you good examples of how to create a newsletter. Here's some to the left here on this slide here. It shows the blue banner, and behind that one with the maroon banner. And so you can kind of choose which one that you want to want to use for your newsletter. Table of contents might be considered, especially if you're going to have more than one page for your newsletters. You have ones that maybe might contain 2 or 3 pages. It would be especially helpful to have a table of contents. Also, kind of important is to list the club officers and members on your newsletter if you can. If you have an upcoming calendar of events is also important. Letting your members know when the next meeting is, or when a district event is taking place, or whether there's an area or division meeting that's going to be held. You might also consider maybe a district party or whatever is all the information is needed to keep your members informed. You should also have articles sharing knowledge. You probably have members in your club that have especially has special knowledge in certain areas that can help members grow in their education, whether in communication or leadership. Include a photo with it so that you'll know who the person is that is sharing this information. And also don't forget to show photos of members receiving awards and achievements for work that has been done by them. Clubs should be also recognized for their work as well. Going on to word processing applications for designing newsletters. There's a few real popular ones, and they're free. They're MS Word, MS Publisher, and for you Mac users, there's Mac OS Pages. And of course, Johnny talked quite a bit about Canva and how that can be used to create newsletters and so forth. So, and it's also compatible with a lot of the Toastmasters trademarked graphics and fonts and so forth that can be transferred into Canva. So anyway, I can go on to email marketing platforms for newsletters and marketing tools. We at District 106 use Constant Contact. We find that to be a very user-friendly platform for creating our district newsletter. I've been using it now for 6 months now, and I find it very easy to use. We had been using MailChimp, but I found that platform just a little bit, not quite, a little bit less user-friendly. And of course, we have our newsletter resources here, the Toastmaster newsletter templates. I don't know if this is going to pop up here, but here's an example of what I was showing you earlier. Just click on those and download them to your computer. As I was saying earlier, go to the this link here, branded logo and design elements. That's on our website, and that will show you all the information you need here to download. The colors that are trademarked, your logos, and so forth. There's also there's links there to visuals too that we can help you in creating interesting and professional looking newsletter.
I apologize. I think I did something wrong here. So sharing this logo. Sorry. Go ahead.
There's the logos and design elements. So if you want to, if you're looking for the logos, or I recommend either PNG or JPEG here for your color ones, and then WordMark is another one that you can do. You can incorporate into your newsletters. And those are the ones that I'm most familiar with. And then on Canva, here's the link here for Canva. And Johnny kind of laid out how you can sign up for a free account for your club. Now here's a Canva newsletter template that you can use. Here it's using the blue banner there. Yeah. And of course, here are some images that you could incorporate in. And this one here is an article about how you can create your own newsletter there. There's some more detailed information on it, but it's all very helpful in creating your own club newsletter. And professional images in the bottom there. All of these can be imported into your onto your computer and imported into your newsletter. These are all very professional looking images, and the feature Toastmasters at meetings and giving awards and so forth. So these are all very nice images that you can import. And that should pretty well take care of it. Are there any questions? I just wanted to add here that most of the newsletters can be attached to most email companies like Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, Outlook. There are some issues there with sending out large attachments and to a large number of people. And sometimes it is probably in your best interest to, especially for companies and large organizations, to use Constant Contact or MailChimp to deliver your newsletter to your members. But with both clubs, they're small, and usually an email resource like Gmail or Yahoo will do just fine in sending it out to your membership. And that should take care of it. Back to you, Chuck.
Thank you, Bob, so much. That was very informative. And Bob is the one who manages all the newsletters. He sends every month consistently on a particular day for the District 106. Thank you, Bob, for everything you do. And again, thank you, Linda, for sharing about Meetup. And thank you, Johnny, for sharing awesome information on social media. Now we'll move to the next topic. I'm sorry. We'll talk about the club websites. So we all have club websites. I think District 99 and 106, I think all the clubs are doing, I think for the most part, really good job. I think we all can, take it to the next level. And a couple of things I want to focus on, like all of you, whoever is maintaining consistently, kudos to you. And who are looking for help in updating, probably who wants to learn a few more things, how you can update your websites on a consistent basis, keeping up to date. I hope this session will help you. I'll try to cover 3 topics because brand is very crucial. Like Johnny and Bob has touched a little bit about the brand importance. I want to cover a little bit more because as VP PRs and district PRM, our goal is really, make sure that we are protecting our brand. And I want to talk about why, first of all, what is a brand, right? And brand is always, it should be consistent. It consists of various elements that work together to produce an organization's image and reputation, as well as the emotion it evokes in consumers. And this information, Marcy, our Region 4 advisor, our contact, she has given us this information, and I learned from her this information. Me and Linda participated in that. It is very helpful. Sometimes we tend to miss few things unintentionally. It's always good to be aware of why brand is an important factor, because it is a lot. What is a brand, right? It includes logo, website, and social media posts and comments, the way we converse, and how current and future audiences experience us. It represents all of it. So it is very important for us to be aware of maintaining our brand that Toastmasters International promotes. And again, as I told, it is much more than a logo. It promotes recognition and also sets you apart from the competition. And also it helps, providing the motivation and direction for the members. And it helps the audiences to know what to expect, right? Like, seeing the brand, they can sense what it is, right? So it is very important. And also it represents the Toastmasters promise. So it is in all our hands to protect us. And it also helps to create the clarity and focus by maintaining the consistency in using the brand. This is the next topic I want to pay attention, which is very important again. And like, if you want to reach your as many people outside world, one of the things to keep in mind, are one of the primary important things when people search for your club, or people are trying to look for a Toastmasters club. The first thing they do is Google search, right? That's the easiest thing anybody can do. When people are doing that, each of our clubs, we want to appear in front of them, right? That's the easiest way we can attract the prospects who are looking for help, and we can help them, is this particular crucial step. Thanks, Catherine, for sharing this information with me. And this is really very important step to make your club visible. First step is register your club on Google My Business section, which is free. All of us can use it. If it is free, why not use it, right? And that's why our clubs can strengthen by attracting new members. And that's how we can add new blood to our clubs, and then helps our clubs grow. And also we are helping that other person, by being part of our clubs. So first step, register your club. If you have already registered, great. But again, you can always update things. Sometimes I was looking at my home club. It was created by somebody sometime back, one of our previous VPPRs. And some of the information is not up to date. So it's always, and a lot of clubs have moved from being physical to being virtual, right? Or some of the clubs are doing like hybrid meetings. So in those scenarios, we need to make sure that we are updating that. If you're already registered in the Google business, make sure that you are up to date on it. And you have to add some keywords that can help you to find the people, right? One of the things is like club, nonprofit organization. Those are the key factors, the key words I would suggest to incorporate. And update your contact details, like I mentioned. Like sometimes, you might change the location information, or your president or VP membership information will be changed. So make sure that you are updating that contact information. And I'll show a quick walkthrough, one of the examples how I can share. So this is my home club, Ticos Picos Toastmasters Club. So when I searched Toastmasters in Golden Valley, Minnesota, that's where our home club was originally set up. And when I searched that, you can see it's listed on the top. I think one of the things I believe is because the way it is put together, with all the address information and stuff that is showing in the top. And you can click here, you can see one, because we maintain the business profile. And that's why it is showing up here. When you search in Google, it appears with the address, and some of the information is up to date. I'm facing a challenge because the phone number for verification is no longer in existence. So I think we should pay attention to that. If somebody is using phone for verification, I think it's not a good idea. Email is the best option, I think. That way, if some changes have to be done, you need to verify. It will ask you to verify by text message or a phone call. And if you don't have that number, you're stuck, basically. You need to recreate one more profile. So I'm working on this from our club's perspective, but these are some of the thoughts I thought I will share with you. And then you can see the website here. When you click this website, it will take you to our home club website. So people, when they look, they want to see who you are, right? And then first thing they look at is our website. And you make sure that it is up to date, like you're following the brand guidelines. That's another thing. Two colors we can use. One is the blue, and then another one is the maroon, burgundy color, which Bob showed in his color templates. So this is, I think you need to make sure a few things are highlighted. People, when they look for it, they need to know who you are representing, right? So you need to update that information by doing some kind of a write-up. And somebody who's maintained already, that's great. And again, I'm showing it as an example. This is not a perfect one, but at least you have the base content. We constantly get guests to our club, visit our club, because we have the basics at least maintained. This is the minimum I recommend everybody to maintain, representing who you are, mention about who you are, and then put some contact information. If somebody has some questions, they can always reach out to you easily if you have some information here. And then some personal testimony, right? Your members' testimonial. People, see that, and then they can relate to that. So it's always good to put some testimonials. And you can always add social media links here. Our club didn't have that information yet. We are working on it. It's work in progress. And you don't necessarily have to put everything out there. Start one at a time, that way you keep progressing. Sometimes we feel pressured also, oh, I have to maintain this, I have to maintain that. Don't worry about it. Just start with the basics, have the basic website, have the member profiles maintained, and then basic homepage. Like when people look at it, they know who you are, and put some personal testimonials. And then you can put some downloadable information as well. Like here, what about Toastmasters, things like that. They can download some stuff. I can walk you through one other example. I forgot to mention that how you might have a question, right? How do I create a business profile? I told you at a high level verbally, but this is how you go here, Google business profile. And you can go into the Google account and then you can find this easily. If not, I can share this link as well. And you can click Manage Now. And then you can type your name to see if you are already existing. It will show up if it is already there. Like my home club, as I told you, type this one, and then you can find it, right? Then you can manage now. If you want to update stuff, you use that. If not, then you will get a create option, and then you can proceed with the steps. It's very easy to follow. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes, I would say, at the max. This is the first step I would recommend you guys to do it. Once you do it, the next step I would recommend you to do is go to the TI website. And again, the branding should be consistent. The name, everything should match consistently across the platforms. This is one of the crucial steps. A lot of times we shortcut some names and stuff. And then when people are searching, system will not know because it's a software-based system, right? So when the names are consistent, addresses are consistent, then it fetches the information right away when somebody is looking for some particular club. So this is very crucial. And I will show you next thing to look for in the Toastmaster International website, how you can update your contact information, right? Your club's contact information. Make sure that it is reviewed on a constant basis. If something is changed, when the new officers join, especially that's the time when the new Toastmasters term starts, that's when you need to make sure it is up to date. And if anything changes, also make sure that you are updating that information as soon as possible. So that way people get the right information about your club. These are little things. Again, it doesn't take a lot of time, but I think maintaining some kind of checklist, okay, these are the things I need to do. If you have that kind of a working document, it's easy to follow through. So for club information, just log into your TI website and then click Club Central. Here's a little slow, looks like. And click that. Your club, if you have multiple clubs, you see multiple clubs listed there. And then this is under club management. You see this club contact and meeting information. So this is where you need to make sure that you have your website information up to date. The contact information, whoever it is, like usually the president information is what we maintain in our home club. And then update information. So in our case, like instead of, I put like Zoom online, just to tell them that right now we are meeting Zoom, even though we have the place registered as this address for our home club. And then the meeting schedule, make sure that you are updating it accurately. That way, when people search, the information is consistent. And like some clubs meet once a month. It depends on how over times you meet, you make sure it is up to date here. You can link your Facebook. We don't have a Facebook, so we don't have it. That's fine. If you have it, please maintain it here. And the other thing I want to talk about is the club demographics. This is another important area. Like we should make sure that we are updating our information because everything gets linked internally. And when people are looking, find club, or even from Google search, everything gets interlinked. So it is consistent across. Make sure it is all saying the same. The name is consistent, exact same name. And what type of a club is it? And do we have any restrictions? Some corporate clubs have restrictions, right? So all of that information, make sure that you are updating. What is your meeting format? Are you meeting in person, hybrid? You make sure that you are selecting the right option. And if it is an advanced club, make sure that it is selected. If not, make sure that it is no. So that when people are searching the options, it is your club appears based depending on whatever type you are, and then the address of your whoever is representing your club. So these are some of the crucial things I recommend to have it worked on. And the next thing I want to show you is how you can update few things, right? Like a lot of times we have a question. So you need to be an admin to be able to update your website, right? If you don't know how to get there, make sure that you are reaching out maybe you might have not got the information from your previous officer. Reach out to that person, your VPPR or your club president might have it, and get that information, login information, and then you should be able to get the web admin access. Once you have the admin access, then you go in, let me close here. So this is my home club. And then once you log in as an admin, then you get option as launch admin console. Click that. And you have the options here and select a module, the different modules in this free Toast host. I'm walking through the free Toast host websites. I think majority of the clubs are using this, and some of them are using WordPress. That has a little bit different features. Right now, at this moment, at this time, I'm focusing on free Toast host club websites. If you need more information on WordPress or other types of websites, you can always reach out to us, to the PRM, district PRM, so we can help you facilitate that, or we can help, or somebody who has expertise in that area can help you. So coming back to this free Toast host website settings, you select first if you want to update a few things about the website. As I mentioned before, the club name, that's the first basic thing. You need to make sure that the whole name is consistent, is the correct name, what is registered in the TI website. Make sure you're maintaining that. And some description about it, the official website of Toastmasters Club, your club number. And then keywords is very important when people are searching. These play a great role. Search engine optimization looks for these kinds of things, like leadership, public speaking. If your club is focusing on evaluations, make sure that is covered in there. Somebody is looking for evaluate. Somebody who wants to participate in the speech contest. There we have some clubs like Contest Mastery, which I'm part of. So make sure that you are using those keywords in the websites, like something unique about your club, like lunchtime. Sometimes people look for meeting and lunchtime. So make sure that you're putting that in the afternoon or Monday, location. All those information, make sure you are putting out here. This is very important. And then the other thing is, I want to focus a lot of times, people have this question. Okay, well, why is my website saying 7225.toastmasters clubs.org? So that's the free Toast host function, default functionality. For you to appear your actual name in the website, make sure you put that here, like however you want to appear, right? Like if you want your website should be like Contest Mastery, then you can put Contest Mastery here, or Saturday Morning Live. Some of the names that Readership Toastmasters. Just put those words here so that it's easy for people when they want to search for a URL. You know, this is how you fix that problem. So a lot of people have question, okay, how can I update my name instead of a number like 725? So this is the spot to update. And the other thing is appearance. I think this you can play around with this however you want. This is every club has different want to show it in a different way. I suggest to play around here, go here, whichever you want to activate, any links that you want to activate, you come here and select those checkboxes. I think I have 5 more minutes. I'll try to quickly wrap it up. So again, the homepage I was telling you before, in the homepage, what are the key things that you want to show up in the homepage? This is the spot you update. Some catchy words like nervous about public speaking. Everyone is, but we can help. Get creative, and then you can update here. So that way your people know what your club represents, right? And then as I showed you before, this is some of the content that I was shared before, is how you maintain here. And make sure that the fonts are consistent across, so that way you're protecting your brand, Toastmasters brand, and your clubs as well. And the meeting information, you can put it here, more details. Some clubs are hesitant to put their Zoom information, and our club, we decided that it's okay to put the Zoom information, and actually it helps or makes lives easy. If you have meetup registration link, or like Linda explained before, use that information here if you are not comfortable in putting the Zoom information here. So that way, people who are looking for when they're searching for club information, how to attend the meeting, it makes their life easy instead of jumping into hoops or so don't know where to go. Then we are losing them, right? Whoever is maintaining with great information, they get the most guests. So why lose that, right? make sure that you are updating your website appropriately. And then you can update the social links. Like I said, we don't have right now Facebook and Twitter. We only have YouTube. So that's what we put here. If you have that information, use it, update it, everything here. So it gets linked as automatically in the section I showed you before on the social media section. Yeah, those are the main things I think I suggest you to play around. You can learn a lot of things about it. You can also get creative using the meeting agendas, or if you want to make your lives easy for your club members for paying dues, this is where you can update your treasurer information, who is the person who to reach out, and you can set some dates, due dates. All of that information, there's a lot you can put it. You can use PayPal links to connect you to a bank account and use that information. So since I don't have time, I'm kind of little rushing. And you can also send people the receipts, right? Like people when they're claiming from their company, sometimes companies reimburse. So then they might need something proof. So you can get creative around here, and system will automatically generate the receipt for people, invoice for people, so that they can use that information. So this is really helpful for all the club members. So I recommend people to, you don't have to think that, oh, I have to do all of this. Start small, one step at a time. If you have it, go to the next level, right? We can always add things and make our club members' lives easy. And also we are helping the prospects as well when they're looking for clubs to join. And this is how you get there, right? So I think with that, I am done with my presentation on the website. Sorry, with the shortage of time, I could do only so much.